Hi everyone. So for whoever's watching, or I think it's no one right now, but whoever's going to be watching this maybe later. So first of all, nice to meet you all. Haven't streamed in a while. My name is Uri Klar. I'm a front-end developer from Israel right now, living in Canada. Um, and I just had like an idea of an app that I want to build, and I thought I'd stream it. Um, so that's what I'm going to be doing for the next hour probably. And once I'm finished, I'm gonna hopefully put everything on GitHub and like be accepting contributions and everything. So like if you see this and you want to get involved or add features and stuff, then definitely feel free to contact me. Um, okay, so let's get started. So what I'm gonna be building, there's a game called Settlers of Catan, very famous game. It's like a board game, which basically you need to collect resources and build stuff with them and get points and win the game. So one part of the game is like negotiating with people around swapping resources. Like you might have a few, and someone needs some of the other ones, and then you would start asking like who has this and who has that, and swap that, and like it could take a long part of the game. So what I thought to build is basically an app where I'm gonna like draw it up. Let's do that. See if I have a phone in my library just to make it fancy. Um, okay, so we're gonna have an app, and we're gonna have two buttons, one for one for create game. Okay, why is this so big? Okay, so that's going to be one, and second one is going to be a join existing game. Just give it a last try to look normal. Okay, so basically you can create a game or join a game, and creating a game is gonna like create a room and create like a 6-digit code, like something like this. And then you can give this code, and joining a game will open like a input where you can put in a game ID, and then you can join that game. And the idea is that like everyone that joined a specific game is going to be is like people playing the same game. Sorry, I got distracted here. So okay, so then once you're in, I didn't really think of the UI, but basically it's going to be something like this. You're going to be saying which resources you are willing to trade and which you want to receive. And then basically instead of like whenever it's a person's turn, you're going to probably have like a button saying it's my turn, and then once it's your turn, it's going to take whatever resources you're willing to trade and whatever you are willing to receive, and then it's going to just match it with whatever everyone else inside the game or the room, I think it's going to be called, um, are willing to trade. And then it's basically going to say you can trade with this person or this person, and this is what they want, and this is what you can give. And basically, it's just saving a lot of time of trying to figure out who has what you need. So I know that's like part of the game as well, but it was just a nice idea I had, which I wanted to build. So we're going to be using ChatGPT heavily, and I'm gonna show you what I have set up right now. So what I did, I'm going to be using Expo to build the React. I want it to be a mobile app, so I wanted to use React Native. And then I chose Expo, which is kind of a library on top of React Native that basically gives you really nice dev tools and an easy way to build, deploy. Haven't used it for a long time, so they probably added a lot of nice stuff. So what I am doing is npm run iOS, and it's gonna start the app and it's gonna open it on my simulator. I can also scan this QR code if I have like the Expo app on my phone and run it on the actual device, but I'm gonna do it on my simulator. So basically right now I just have this initial app.tsx. And the second thing I did already set up is I set up a, where's the code that was here? Okay. So I set up like Firebase Firebase app with Firestore, which is like the Firebase database, which is what I'm going to be using. You can use it for like real time, and you can listen on like create collections, listen on them. So that's what I want to be using. And that's what I have right now. So initially I wanted to do like the database part TDD, like write the tests as I develop, but I couldn't find a good mock for Firebase, so I'm just gonna develop it and see how it works. Okay, so I think we can start, and I'm gonna start with like the basic create a game or join a game. So let's also open up my Firestore console. Okay, so this is the app. I call it Catan Swap, and this is the database, which is currently empty. So let's create. I'm gonna like do the tech design, I guess, as we go, but let's just start with the rooms because that's really basic. So I'm gonna have like a collection of rooms, and a room is gonna have like an identifier, and yeah, then we'll see what we have inside the rooms. So collection ID, let's call it games. Should be plural, or yeah, users. Okay, so users, so I'm going to call it games. And let's create our first game. Let's see. Oh, okay, auto ID. So that creates like a that creates a really ugly name. So let's see if I can give my own IDs. So I'm creating a Firestore collection. Can I use a custom generated ID as my document ID? If so, show me code example. This is not the Firestore that I'm using. I'm using just the Firebase. Okay, but let's see what it does. So okay, so yeah, looks like we're going to be able to do that. So I do want to create a custom ID just because I want it to be like alphanumeric, 6 digits. So let's just do the first one as ABC123. And do I have any fields? So maybe like I'm going to eventually add like a lot of stuff like game title or stuff like that. But right now, I don't really have anything. Let's think about it. So inside, I'm gonna have like kind of, I guess, a nested collection, which I'm not sure if Firestore has that, but we're gonna find out. So I'm thinking like of something along the lines of, where's my VS Code? So it'll be like games, which would have like, and then inside I'm gonna have players and something like that with cards, and then like I'm gonna have like the something like want to receive. Okay, it already knows I'm working on Catan for some reason, and want to give. Okay, so no, it thinks I'm playing rock paper scissors. So I'm guessing something like that, but like because I'm not going to be doing probably all of this in this stream, so I'm just going to start with creating the game. It's going to be empty for now. Okay, so let's start with no fields. Okay, so I've got this game. So now I can work on two functionalities. One is a create game, and one is, okay, so I don't want to check docs for anything, so I'm just going to be doing GPT all the way. In React Native Expo, how do I create a button? And also, I'm not going to be working on styling too much because I don't care about that right now. Okay, so straight up React Native. Let's just copy this. Okay, so eventually I'm gonna like separate it into kind of login and then game. But let's start with just, you know, let's put it at least in a component called login. I think Copilot is hearing me. Okay, so we've also got button. Okay, let's see our app. I thought it would be live updating. Maybe it's related to this. Okay, let's debug this issue with Metro. Metro waiting, scan the QR, open iOS simulator. So let's do open iOS simulator. How do I, okay, so now I reload it. Oh, okay, I didn't render the login. That's why it's not showing it. Makes sense. What's the status bar? Let's leave that. Okay. Okay, so we've got a create game button, and once we click that, we want to create a game. So let's do a method called okay, so collection, add a new document with a generated ID. So let's do I'm just gonna, like, for the purpose of the stream, I'm gonna put everything in the same file, and then maybe later I'll separate stuff. So generate ID, generate 6 character random alpha numeric string with capital letters. Okay, this is just numbers, right? Let's go to GPT. I want a function creates a random string with that's weird. That's using like the analyzing usually. Oh, I think it wanted me. It thinks it wants me to him to create the function. I just want him to write the function. Write the code for this function. Okay, simple enough. Sorry, since ChatGPT, I don't code anything by hand anymore. I ask it to do everything. So length is going to be 6. Okay, cool. So okay, so how do I add? Okay, so there's something called setDoc. It's been kind of slow right now. Usually it works better. I see that it's also buggy. Okay, so let's see if that works. setDoc, docref, ID, ID. So what does setDoc accept? Document reference and data, and this is not a document reference, this is a collection reference. No, I don't want a setDoc. I want to create a new document in a collection with a generated ID. Okay, add doc. Okay, so add doc accepts a collection reference, so it's not a doc ref, it's a collection ref, and ID, and then it will console log this. So let's see if that works. So I wanna why is auto import not working? Okay, so we've got our collection and let's test it out. I don't know if I need to. Where's the console log? Property create game does not exist. Why not? Maybe I need to refresh. Okay, so Command D opens up the DevTools and then reload. Okay, missing or insufficient permissions. Okay, so it didn't create the game, and then we want to check our permissions. Okay, yeah, that makes sense, right? If false, so it's set to deny everything. So for now, I'm just gonna change it to write if true. And then later define this public, so anyone can still modify or delete data in your database. Yeah, I don't really care about that at this point. So let's try that again. Okay, so we've got successfully written. Let's see if it was actually successfully written. Aha. Okay, so what it created is like this with the ID. And now I was thinking that I wouldn't need to kind of search by the field ID. I actually want like this to be the ID. So let's try to show this to GPT. This method created a document with the correct ID field. Okay, so again, our issue was that we wanted ID to actually be this, but it isn't. Maybe I shouldn't have added the picture. Let's try Google at the same time. Firestore create document with custom custom generate ID, not the ID. Set. Oh, okay. So how do I do that using add doc? Thing is, like, I'm using a version of Firestore, which is kind of different from all the references I see online. Okay, so this is version 9. This was taken from their docs. Set docs, doc. Okay, does this mean I like create the doc and then update it? Is it like two separate actions? That's messed up if that is. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so games ID, and then basically right now I don't want any content. And then once I got the doc, okay, let's see if this works. So I don't need the collection ID at all. Collection ref. Okay, so once again, create game. This time Stack Overflow 1 ChatGPT, which is still thinking here. Okay, cool, nice. Generated a game. The ID, we can delete this one. Okay, so now we've got join game. So let's do the join game part. Again, not going to be working on design right now, at least. Join game. Okay, so once I click join game, I want two fields to open up, one for the game ID and one for the name, and like a submit button. So is joining input. Does React Native have inputs or text fields? I forget how it's called. Text field. Text input. Okay. So we have a text input. Value. Okay, knew what I wanted. That's nice. What am I missing here? Okay, so value is game ID. On change, come on, Copilot. Okay, I have no idea how does the event on change look like on React Native. Target dot. There's no value. Let's look at the basic example. On change text. Oh, there's on change text. Okay, that's nice. So values text, and on change is on change text. Will just be the set game ID. Okay, now same thing for player name. Okay, and then we want a submit button. Okay, and on press, we're going to be doing join game. Thank you, Copilot. Game ID, player name. Okay, so I want to like validate basically if the game exists. So let's give GPT another shot. Okay, so it's saying I need to do a read operation to check if the game exists, or I can just basically let it create it if it doesn't exist. But I do want to be friendly to my users, so I guess I am going to do the read first of all. So let's do that. Okay, check if the game exists. If it doesn't exist, no such game. Else, update doc players array union. Yeah, I guess the players can be an array. No reason for them not to be an array. Array union player name. It's going to be an object. Okay, looks good enough. Let's try that. Update doc. Okay, I thought it was like set doc. Okay, so let's see. So we're not gonna do just player name. I wanna do an object with player name, and then let's do just an array here. No, it's probably going to be an object because I want to do like the cards that I want to give and the cards that I want to receive. Okay, and player added to the game with ID. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to be handling the responses in a second, like what to throw, and let's just do for now return true, and like if that succeeds, then I'm going to be rerouting to the game. I'm not going to do like navigation right now. I'm just going to do like component swapping. Okay, so on press, we want to do join game with game ID and player name. Okay, actually, let's do a function here on join game click because I want to like handle the different cases. So this is going to be, then we're going to put this, then I copy this. Okay, so result, or let's actually just do a try catch because I'm throwing an error. So join game, catch, we're going to handle error, and for now let's just console error that. And if we've succeeded, we're going to do a redirect to the game screen. So let's do a game screen and let's give it a game ID prop. And it will just show the game ID for now. Okay, and then let's do like a selected screen. I have no idea if that's how you write successful. Okay, so unsuccessful login, we're going to do set selected screen to game. Now let's add this. Okay, so this is going to be an async function because I need to await the join game. Okay, looks solid. What can go wrong? Well, let's already add the validation. Okay, what didn't I change? Set is joining. I need to set is joining when clicking on join game. What's nice about Typescript, it just showed me like, I'm not using this. Why am I not using this? This is the reason. Okay, I think we're all set. So let's do join game. Where are, okay, the text inputs, they're like invisible. Okay, so let's just do something that doesn't exist first. Game not found, cool. And let's choose an existing game. So it's this. Okay, did it do anything? Doesn't look like it did. Okay, first of all, let's reset this when clicking. Okay, again. Game not found. Why is that? Okay, let's actually game doc. Okay, so game doc ref. Let's try this one. ABC 1, 2, 3. Let's just try hard coding it. ABC 1, 2, 3. Just to make sure nothing goes wrong in our input. Okay, that did work. And what if I hard code it to this? So if that works as well, so it's probably something with how we pass our player name. So let's do join game again. That worked as well. Okay, so let's see what's getting passed with our game ID. On join game, we're setting the game ID here. On join game, click join game with game ID. Let's console log our game ID. Okay. Joining game with ID. Oh, is it like adding just spaces? Why is it adding spaces though? Okay, let's just trim all white spaces. So, okay, let's try doing it without GPT this time. Let's do two uppercase also, why not? Okay, cool. Let's try again. Yep, that worked. Okay, so that's like a kind of React Native quirk that we're seeing here because I didn't pass any spaces. So why did it add spaces? Okay, cool. So we have create game, we have join game. One thing that actually didn't happen is us getting redirected to the oh, okay. Actually, we probably did get redirected, but I didn't use set selected screen. So let's do that. So set selected screen is login. Doesn't matter. Oh, not set. Sorry. Selected screen. Thank you, Typescript again. Oh, we also need to give it the game ID. So let's do, yeah, this is probably not the best way to do it. And like we're just saving like the state twice, but I'm just gonna flow because this is supposed to be a nice, fun stream. Okay, so now we're gonna change unsuccessful login to also pass in the game ID. And I'm gonna set the game ID here and I'm gonna pass it. What's wrong? Game ID. Game cannot be used as JSX because I didn't return anything. So I was thinking if I want to do this with the TypeScript or with JavaScript, and I'm very thankful that I chose TypeScript because it's saving me from so many errors here. Okay, so unsuccessful login. So we need to pass the game ID. Okay, now expect it to work. So actually, I didn't really need selected screen. What I could have done is just keep the game ID, and whenever the game ID is set, then I know that I'm in game, but I don't mind having this extra state for now. Okay, actually, we also need create game. Where's create game? So instead of calling create game directly, we're going to do async function on create game click, which is going to do exactly this. What's the problem? Didn't I change it? Game type, game ID void. Who said it's void? Unsuccessful login, game ID string. Okay, I'm not really sure what's its problem here, but oh, okay, because create game doesn't return the game ID. So let's return the game ID. Thank you, TypeScript again. Okay, I think we are good. So create game, that worked. Now I don't really have a back button. Just gonna refresh and join game with this autocorrect is very annoying. I'll turn it off. Nice. Okay, so we've got join game, we've got create game, and we've got time for a few more things. So let's just do a couple more things, and then I'll call it a day. Okay, so now we need to think about the UX a bit. So basically, every turn you need to specify, not every turn, but basically you need to specify which cards you want to receive and which cards you are willing to give. Um, so like a basic UI would be having showing all the cards and having two buttons or like a radio button or something, or like a toggle saying want to receive, or maybe like don't have, want to receive, want to give for each card. And so yeah, we can work on that UI, update that in Firebase. There's also going to be like a button saying my turn, and then once it's your turn, basically we're going to need like a function to fetch all the card preferences of all the players, and then kind of match and let you know which players you've matched with. I'm gonna probably use ChatGPT for that logic. Okay, so let's start with putting the pictures. How do I put a picture in? Put a picture in React Native. Okay, so I'm gonna need to download. See if it can handle that. Okay, so in the meantime, so we're just going to need to save the images and then require the image. That looks simple enough. And we're also going to need a React Native, how is it called? Like toggle button? Switch? No, I don't want a switch. A switch is like just on or off. I need a segmented control maybe. Okay, so this is the segmented control. Where can I see the result? Is it this? Segmented control, but I want a cross-platform one. Okay, so Expo gives that as a package. Okay, I think I'm going to use that. Let's see what GPT gave me. I don't see a link to the files. Settlers of Catan playing cards. Yeah, I can use these, but they look a bit ugly, so I'm just gonna Google it. I want a picture where they're all flat. Okay, this is good enough. Okay, let's see that I can load this image before I look for the other ones. So in game, I want right? Wasn't it called image? Okay, it's called image. Okay, so let's do image with source. I don't want to do require, I just want to do, let's see if that will work. Import right, it's wood JPEG. Okay. Okay, this is like a TypeScript issue. Let's just ignore this for a second. Okay, let's see if that works. Type number. Okay, let's try the require thingy. See if that works. It's just okay, so the image isn't showing. Maybe I need to give it like styles for it to show. Or maybe it can't show. Can React Native show JPEG? It's being really slow today. Let's try PNG. Can display JPEG source. I just need the style. Maybe that's what I'm missing because it doesn't give me any error or something. What am I doing wrong? Assets. What? If I do splash. It's not working either. Did it have an image here before, that which I deleted? It didn't have an image. Okay, so why do I need to install like everything for Expo? Okay, I'm not asking questions, I'm just gonna do it. Expo image, and we also wanted the Expo segmented control. Okay, so Expo image. What about source? Okay, so what does source accept? A null string, number, string array, image source. Okay. Local file resource or a number that is the result of a require function. Okay, let's try that. So I'm wondering if I need to use like Expo text input and like everything Expo, or can I use React Native stuff? Okay, so it's not liking this source. Oh, it's not called the source, it's called source. Okay, that's not working either. Let's just try with this just to see that works. Okay, that works. So why does my local doesn't work? Oh, okay, I need an Expo asset. Okay, so basically I'm gonna need to Google Expo everything before I use it. I'm like thinking React Native, but apparently Expo adds different stuff. So I'm gonna need to import asset, and then I'm gonna do use assets. Okay, I think I'm gonna end the stream after this. And then it's a problem. Asset is not assigned to. This is like their example. Assets. Oh, this needs to be required. No, it is require. So what's the problem? Assets is asset array or undefined. Okay, I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna like try this even though TypeScript is yelling. Let's just just ignore this for a second. Do I need to use asset? Because it does say import asset. Okay. Unable to resolve model assets with JPEG from app-t6. Let's try adding like a path. Okay, nice. So it looks like they've got a Typescript issue. Oh, okay. That's so strange. Did it like, oh, I put TS ignore, sorry. Okay, so looks like they've got like something incompatible here between the Expo image and Expo asset, at least with the Typescript. Okay, and I'm gonna finish with that, and yeah, next time I'll schedule the stream hopefully in advance. If it won't be spontaneous. I'll see you then.